X-Men 97 has done a great job of redeeming comic book characters and their qualities, and also putting a better spin on classic comic book tales, as we see with what happened with Jean Grey. And this is the spoiler warning for X-Men 97 episode 3. Leave if you haven't seen it. Much like Scott Summers getting to be cool and having his time in the spotlight, we now get that from Madelyn Pryor. In the comic books, Madelyn Pryor has her son alone on the kitchen floor, and Cyclops leaves her. That's well known in comic history. What's not well known is that was an editorial decision. When Jean Grey sacrificed herself to save the X-Men, Cyclops was supposed to move on. But the X-Men comics were bumping again. They were making money, and then people wondered what would it be like to have the original 5 back. Which then leads to Cyclops ditching his wife when he sees Jean Grey is alive again and the originals are back together. Also, the Friends were messy because they encouraged this shit, but it was ultimately his decision. X-Men 97 fixes this by making Madelyn Pryor think she's Jean Grey all this time. She's been on adventures with the X-Men. She's had a child with Scott. She was there from the beginning, so she thought. In the comics, Madelyn thought she was her own person and then found out she was a clone. X-Men 97, having her think she's Jean and reveal that she's a clone, makes the heel turn fucking sick. Also, can we talk about Beast's bedside manner and the fucking lack of it and Couth? My man just looked at the petri dish and was like, this bitch a clone, y'all. You could have pulled her to the side. You could have asked people to leave the room, but no, you wanted to use science to be messy. And Madelyn just had to stand there and take that shit. She tried to get some kind of validation from somebody in the room. Everybody quiet all of a sudden. Scott, yo, come have my back. And Scott Summers over there looking like, bitch, I'm supposed to argue with science? He got a PhD. And that's why I don't blame her for tearing all that shit up. But she has that woman-to-woman with Jean, and these two people coming together to reconcile that they're both victims of fucking Mr. Sinister makes everything better. That's a moment that Madelyn never really got till years later in the comic books. The show gives Madelyn Pryor way more space and range to feel these emotions, and also a bit of closure to her trauma as well. But for Scott Summers, we see a different struggle happen. Scott doesn't abandon Madelyn, but he's having a moment of weakness with his son when he has to be thrown to the future in order to be saved from this virus that Mr. Sinister gave him. Cyclops is usually the one making the hard calls. Now we see him dealing with the hard call that he can't handle. The problem is, Cyclops' father abandoned him, and it feels like he's doing the same thing to his son, and he cannot deal. The team leader everybody thinks is a robot most of the times, who always keeps everything in check, can't keep his emotions in check. He has a human moment, and my man just has to leave. And I love that because that's a moment where Cyclops falls short of what's expected of him. X-Men 97 was able to fix a convoluted history of Madelyn Pryor that's mad messy and make it fun mess for TV.